Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. I'm going to read through two articles in regards to the same tragic subject. A 9-year-old girl has been found dead with head trauma as well as bite marks in a Brooklyn apartment above a restaurant which is called the the Memphis Soul Restaurant. As I say, we're going to have a look at a couple of articles, but we'll begin with this one. A 9-year-old Brooklyn girl has been found dead, tragically, with trauma to her head and bite marks on her back in her home, a Brooklyn apartment, on Sunday. Police arrived at the horrific scene at about 1 p.m. after responding to a 911 call from the dead girl's mother. And they found the dead girl, whose name is Shalom Gifaro, in the apartment, which is on Lincoln Place near Franklin Avenue in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. The young girl, Shalom, had evidence of trauma to her head and bite marks on her back. We can see this picture here of the police officers removing dogs. So here's a cage for dogs, and it is believed that they have two dogs, which were pit bulls. The owner of Memphis Soul, the restaurant below the apartment, said that he returned from delivering a catering order at about 12:30 p.m. when his employees informed him that they noticed a foul odor. So the restaurant owner called the superintendent and says, one of the cops that was here earlier told me that the little girl had been dead since around 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. So I'm just going to comment on that very briefly from a position of ignorance. To me, it's odd that they would have a foul odor, is what I'm thinking. If the individual, in this case a child, had been dead for a handful of hours, even if it's 6.5 hours, I mean, there's not going to be any decomposition there. I do understand that when people die, that they are going to release their bowels, but that's all I can think. So that part confuses me to an extent, but perhaps that's because I'm a little bit simple. Later Sunday afternoon, police carried out two dogs in cages from the 4-story apartment building. Another article, oh, here it goes. Neighbors said that the family, who has lived in the apartment for about 2 years, had two dogs, including a pit bull. So seemingly one pit bull. And I'm reiterating pit bull. I'm doing that knowingly and purposefully, and the reason is because I have a bee in my bonnet about pit bulls. I'm a dog lover. I'm not looking to attack dog lovers, or indeed, if you're a pit bull owner or such, I'm not looking to attack you or anything. But personally, on a personal level, I'm reading too many incidences of dog attacks. And there's another dog attack video that I'll be likely making later today. There was one that I made yesterday. Please have a look at that one. Lainey in South Carolina, I think. 4-year-old girl savagely attacked, and she's going to require multiple face surgeries on her face over the course of decades, likely. Yeah, I mean, these are vicious attacks at the hands of pit bulls, and I'm not happy about it. The young girl, Shalom, lived in the apartment with a sister and her mother. A family friend described the mother as being extremely protective of her children. Should I throw in the term helicopter mum? Not sure. Here's a quote from one of the neighbors or a family friend. She wouldn't let the kids do nothing. She wouldn't let them play with other kids. They're good kids. They go to private school. Neighbors saw the children as extremely well-mannered and the mother as being particularly strict. So one of the neighbors mentions the term overprotective. She doesn't want to give them anything that she doesn't allow. So yeah, seemingly the neighbors felt that the mother was particularly strict, particularly overprotective. There's a pit bull within the family home, the apartment. It was the 9-year-old girl and a sister. We don't know the age of the sister, I think. And unfortunately, she has died. The 9-year-old girl has died. And she's been found with trauma to her head and bite marks on her back. So I presume, could be wrong, I presume those bite marks on her back were due to a dog attack. Would be my presumption. I could be wrong. We're going to have a look at this second article. It is in regards to the same subject, but it's going to give us just a little bit more information. So as we saw in the other article, the owner of the restaurant down below, the Memphis Soul, on the ground floor, noticed a foul odor. The superintendent was called out, and then 15 minutes after that, the police and the fire department came. The sister, it says here, is a 13-year-old, and there's 2 dogs. The restaurant owner saw the 3 of them, the mother and the 2 girls, on a daily basis for 2 years. And the restaurant owner says that he noticed something was odd about the mother. Here's a quote from the restaurant owner. She would come out in fuzzy slippers and her hair done up like it was the 1960s or something. She was constantly screaming at those kids all the time. So the restaurant owner, who, was directly below the apartment, said that the girls always looked scared. And we felt bad. He says that a lot of people in the neighborhood felt bad for the 2 girls. So that's what's happening. The police are questioning the mother as well as the daughter to find out not only what's happened in regards to the tragic death of the 9-year-old, Shalom, the 9-year-old Shalom, but also in regards to what typically happened in the home, if there was ongoing abuse, and perhaps whether or not if the dogs are involved. So as we say, the dogs have been removed from the premises. The article is telling us that both the mother and the 13-year-old girl are being questioned, but there's no mention of any charges laid at this stage. No questions as to whether or not suspicious foul play is suspected. We don't really know. So I would imagine there's going to be a fair amount of information to come out in regards to this story, and perhaps I'll do an update depending on the further information that comes out. But ultimately, this is a tragedy. A 9-year-old girl has been found dead with trauma to her head, as well as bite marks on her back. Her name is Shalom Gifaro, and seemingly there are some question marks in regards to the, let's say, parenting of the mother. Perhaps she was too strict. And given the bite marks, I personally have to question whether or not the dogs were responsible for that. Perhaps the pit bull, one of the 2 dogs, is a pit bull, apparently. Anyhow, I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. If you do appreciate this type of content, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video, have a look at some of the other videos. As I mentioned, I'm likely to make another dog attack video later today. I'm not trying to pick on dogs and dog owners. That's not my agenda. But it's a subject which needs more investigation and I dare say more awareness. So I think I'll carry on covering those topics as they come through. They're so harrowing. So look, of course, full condolences to the victim. We pray that Shalom goes to heaven, or as her religion would permit. And we just hope that justice is served. If the mother or even the daughter, I think the daughter would be unlikely to be responsible, but you never know. If there are people that are culpable, then we hope justice is served. I'll thank you for your time.